Get the Tifa's glorious udders out of here, Square. You don't know how to make action games. So is it worth it? A question with two meanings, even as we're regaled with what is a clip show of the last episode you may or may not have watched that ends on a cliffhanger with Batman being dipped into acidic pee or whatever. In this case, should you buy FF7 Rebirth on PC, and should you even play FF7 Rebirth? Unless you've already played Remake, Integrate, Crisis Core, that spin-off with a vampire, watched the movie sequel, played the original lately, played the original when it came out, played the original and then liked it when it came out, or played the original lately because you can't remember if you played the original when it came out or liked it when it came out. All that just for Fox News to give you another literal recap of everything that happened immediately before. So what the f was even the point of the first recap? That only gets even more pointless because as it turns out, everything that happened might have happened in an alternate timeline, so who the f even cares? In this reality, everybody died. The end. Yeah, even the dog died. Also the bitch.
Hey man, feeling any better?
Not really, considering I paid money for this. I mean, I think FF7 is the third, definitely top 5 Final Fantasy games, and admittedly spent far too much time analyzing the plot through the use of the same kind of scientific study, usually admissible in the Italian Senate, so I'm well familiar with the source material. I still find the opening of the game somewhat jarring and disjointed.
Home sweet home, right?
Whereas for the layperson, this is basically spending money to get punched in the face. And then getting fondled without consent by an older fellow whom everybody assures you is totally not a predator. I mean, here I am wandering around this one hallway marveling at the painstaking detail with which the old pre-rendered map was transferred into a fully explorable 3D environment. How old was she in here again? Because I got some stuff written down that I don't know if I should say since I don't want to end up on a list somewhere. And getting teary-eyed at the nostalgic significance of this photo and the absolutely stunning sense of scale that some artists obviously work very hard on.
Business trips, which are no fun at all.
Though you do learn stuff on them.
And meanwhile, you're like, well, at least it's AAA. Where the f am I? Why are you making me vacuum the floor? When did this even happen? At least it's very AAA. And most importantly, who the hell are these people, and is this part just random padding?
On me.
That was insane.
Because I'm pretty sure in the original, they just kind of walked up some stairs and got to the reactor. Damn, this game is like a dozen A's already. We're not worthy, Square.
And once they understood what she was.
This tedious slow walking isn't helping anybody. It's barely a sprained ankle. I pity the person who bought this with no prior understanding or knowledge of what this scene stood for, because otherwise this would make no fucking sense. I like the original take better. Neither does this.
Question. Does that make me a dumbass?
I mean, FF7 distilled down to its bare essence is essentially just this.
Here, look.
And Gwent, I guess. And also Michael Jackson as a drug dealer. Man, I'm an old fan and even I'm confused now.
The first customization is always free.
Sure, whatever. Oh wait, we just also remembered it's supposed to be a JRPG. Oh my various religious gods, this game has so many A's it's probably got its own special section in the supermarket where they sell all the good Canadian beef. The best Canadian beef. Everybody says so, buy Canadian.
On a date, kind of. What?
Bitch!
Well, now the world has opened up and so does the game after that prolonged opening, which would probably have already driven off any and all newcomers, so that's at least worth like 2 more A's and maybe even 2.3.
It's the least I could do for 2 such lovely young ladies. I do.
Master Roshi? 1 more A because it has fighting in it. The indigenous dog is like, I'm probably the less blatant racial character here. Because the black guy is a fucking idiot. A cushion? What the kind of coddle baby are you? You can sit on that broken bench and learn splinters in your ass builds character. All her brains are in her boobs and the other one is a...
Bitch!
Thing is, we don't have that kind of money.
But all 3 of us did work as professional prostitutes, so I'm sure we can come to some kind of agreement.
Kid's a born businessman.
Oh my Shinto deities. How many A's is this now? I've completely lost count.
Don't you?
F off.
That's your first target.
All the way off. Also 1 more A. That chicken has no asshole. This is just padding again because I'm pretty sure I would have remembered a giant water snake fight. And so is this, come to think of it.
Careful down there!
fucking moron. That's like half an A, because it's not as creative as the vacuum thing before. That's another half an A because I don't know what the hell this is.
Sorry, but I gotta say it. This mission, it makes no sense. Assholes. Who's there?
Moron. Whatever they're paying the in-game cutscene director is obviously not enough. Whatever they're paying their fight engine guy is, well, at least he's enthusiastic, but honestly, why couldn't we just stick with turn-based? Whatever the f that was, I'll admit the characters were still at least very charming, violent shitheads. And then we fight an Elden Ring boss for some reason. See, what is for the OG fan the very real chance to see the imaginations of their childhood fully realized in splendid detail just doesn't hit the same way without prior experiences to draw upon, which at this point is about a doctorate's thesis worth of over-explaining every detail, and then you can somehow convince yourself this isn't the stupidest sentient creature to have ever existed in fiction and cannot possibly fathom how they're supporters of a misleading narrative that somehow she's the centerpiece to this whole story.
$500,000?
Also, this kid. Okay. How old was she in here again? Because I got some stuff written down that I don't know if I should say, since I don't want Square to end up on a list somewhere because they fucking animated this scene. Also, you need to have played the Yuffie DLC for this to make sense. Seriously, go watch my other videos. F off. What the f? Okay, just have all the A's. Don't mind me, just a wanted criminal wandering around a military base without a disguise, messing with your computers for giggles. Well, I mean, I got hired along with my 2 wives, so chalk up a point for equal opportunities employment, which just proves, if anything, we need more DEI in the modern world. Okay, I laughed genuinely at this part. I mean, you can't fault the game for trying, and one has to applaud the sheer effort and production values put into something as essentially unnecessary as the corporate fascist parade minigame. I'm talking. When you'd fully expect some corner cutting to occur, if only for the parts that weren't even f***ing a part of the original vision, like this shit, and the part where they book a cruise vacation to— no, I'm not kidding. Yes, I will not partake in your blatant nonsensical padding. This can probably stay. At this point, I think we've safely established the game simply isn't worth your time or money unless you've played Remake, and the Yuffie DLC for good measure. But the Remake itself is probably not worth your time or money either, unless at the very least, you played the original. Playing the original today means to the generation not raised on this timeless chime, bored perplexion at the adulations these misshapen origami figures received for decades now. In fact, I'd say the whole point of this video was to convince all those cum stains who think Final Fantasy XII is a relic to stay the f*** off my lawn, where I heartily invite all of the rest of you to come over so we can all masturbate to our childhoods in peace. In that regard, the jury's still out on Rebirth, and indeed this whole Remake alternate history trilogy, but I'm inclined to give it the benefit of the doubt, especially since they've now paid for an all-expenses fan service trip to Hawaii.